My job here is to talk to you about options at Year 11. So students finish school at 16 and they have formally completed compulsory education, which is a really exciting time. But it does mean that there's some choices. And having had most choices made for them since they joined school at age 4 or 5, this can also be a bit bewildering for students and their families. So we thought we'd just put some information in this evening to help you. So this is quite a busy graphic, but it's up around the school and hopefully the students have seen it. We incorporated it into our results day assembly last week. Essentially, students at 16 have two options. They either continue to study full time or they go into an apprenticeship. And the good news is there's lots of really exciting apprenticeship opportunities still coming live and live at the moment. So we're going to talk about what they mean and the different levels this evening, and also obviously to study full time, but not necessarily in your school. There are lots and lots of college opportunities. So let's look at the first of the two options. Apprenticeships can be a bit bewildering if you haven't come across them before, so hopefully this graphic will help you. So you can do an apprenticeship called Level 1 apprenticeship, which is equivalent to 5 GCSEs. As it says there, can last up to 15 months, and usually your entry requirements are slightly lower grades. So perhaps if you're sort of getting 3s and maybe some 4s. You could do a Level 2 advanced apprenticeship, which again is equivalent to A levels. You need to have 5 GCSEs or equivalent, and when they talk about 5 GCSEs, they mean grade 4 or above. So at the moment, a sort of old money C grade is a grade 4. So if you're hoping to get an advanced apprenticeship and to come away with a qualification that's equivalent to A levels, that's the sort of goal for you. And then finally, there's higher level apprenticeships. So these are apprenticeships you go into if you're 18. So you've perhaps done 2 A levels or equivalent at sixth form somewhere, and you then decide that's a good time for you to go into an apprenticeship. So you can refer back to sometimes it's just bewildering when you see the terms intermediate, advanced and higher, not really sure what they mean or what the difference is. Overall, if you're not familiar with apprenticeships, and I appreciate that many of you will be, this is where students are essentially going to work. You apply for an apprenticeship as if you would apply for a job, and inbuilt into your job role is some specific, clear training plan. So it's not a vague little bit of chatting at the end of every week to see how it's gone. There is a training plan, and it may be that you go to college 1 day a week or a couple of days every month. So where do you find these apprenticeships? Well, the good news is that now is a sort of hot time for apprenticeships. Lots and lots of companies have started their recruitment in the new year. So if I was looking, or I thought I'd like to look for an apprenticeship, I would log on to the Apply Apprenticeship part of the government website. You can then set up an alert, so you can put in your postcode and you can ask to be alerted when apprenticeships come near your area. And that's quite important because most apprentices, especially at 16, will be living at home. So there's no point in finding apprenticeships which are based in Glasgow unless you're thinking of moving. So having apprenticeships that are near to home that you can get to is really important, and this is a good website for that. Here at UTC Oxfordshire, obviously with our sort of work-based learning and promoting working skills, we appreciate that we're well placed to hear about apprenticeship opportunities. So if you look on our website, you will see under the tab Careers at the bottom there is a password protected area called Opportunities. The password is there, it's been in the newsletter, and we update this every week. So you could have a look at local opportunities which we are aware of. So every time we hear of something that we think might suit our students, then we put information into that area. So do have a look on there if you think that an apprenticeship would be right for your son or daughter. There is also a couple of local websites, Oxfordshire Apprenticeships and Activate Apprenticeships. Again, I quite like those. I mean, there's loads of websites, but those two, again, they focus on apprenticeship opportunities in our area. So it's good to make sure that you can see what's coming live, and it's worth checking every week because they are changing every week. Annoyingly, some companies do not promote their websites through other platforms. So if there's a particular company you'd like to work for, it's well worth logging on to their website to seeing what they have available. So company websites, especially if there's a business you'd like. And I'd like to finish this bit by saying it's National Apprenticeship Week between the 8th and the 14th of February. Lots of information. Again, we're putting it onto our opportunities part of our website. There's guidance for parents about apprenticeships. There's a huge amount of information out there about them. So I don't want to sort of bombard you with it this evening, but just to make you aware that some companies will launch their apprenticeship opportunities in that week because there's lots of publicity going on and lots of information in the press. So I hope that's been helpful. So if you want to apply for an apprenticeship, just to say it's like applying for a job, and if you think that's correct, the right thing for your son or daughter, please encourage them to update their CV, including the fabulous things they've been doing at UTC in employer-led projects. If they need help with that, they should approach their tutor or somebody in the Year 11 team. They should also register on websites like the government website, like Indeed, so that they're getting local opportunity alerts. The virtual apprenticeship events, again, we've been talking about those. If there's something happening that students can register and attend, and that includes in National Apprenticeship Week. There's so many things for students. And then they should apply. If your son or daughter see something, just to be aware that when companies are recruiting for apprenticeships, they tend to just do it once. So that job may not come around again for another 12 months. So it's really important that students don't wait. They don't go, oh, I quite like that, but I think I'll hold on. It's a really good idea if there's something they love that they apply for it. Oh, and these two likely lads here on the right hand side are UTC students who are thoroughly enjoying their apprenticeships. They like earning money whilst they're learning. Both of them actually engineering students. One has gone to Vodafone and the other's at UK AEA, but they're doing a great job and they're fabulous advocates of the apprenticeship destination after school. So the other option is that you can stay in full-time education if you don't feel ready or there's nothing that you like. And again, as always with education, there's lots of different types of courses and levels of qualification. So we wanted to demystify those this evening. And really, the best fit for your son or daughter depends on their GCSE results. So there's no point in signing up for a course where you're going to be overwhelmed or miserable. You'll just leave. So the message here is to sort of think about looking at those PPE results. So realistically, where is going to be the best fit for your son or daughter? Full-time education remains free in the state sector up until you're 19. So it's a really exciting time to learn more and understand that there's a course out there for everybody, and there's some lovely courses. So just starting at the top, if most of your GCSEs are a grade 1 to 3, then probably you would be best on a level 1 or a level 2 course, which is usually a 1-year course, and they normally run in colleges. So our local colleges offer level 1 and level 2 courses. And this gives you time to sort of fettle up your skills and resit your maths and English if required. So if you haven't yet achieved a 4 for your maths and English, then by law you are required, if you're in training, to resit them. That's the same if you're in an apprenticeship, by the way. That's why we put lots and lots of emphasis on maths and English here at UTC, so that students stand the best chance of achieving that grade first time. So you'll come out after a year with a level 1 or 2 diploma or award, depending on the course that you're on. And that actually allows you to move up to a level 2 course. So you could stay on at school, college, or you could go into a traineeship or an intermediate apprenticeship. So it's a sort of 1-year course which helps you to specialise, but also to get those all important GCSEs. If you have mostly 3s and 4s, you have a little bit more choice. You could go on to a level 2 course at a college for 1 year. Now, it depends on the number of 3s and 4s you've got. If you've got mostly 4s, then you may work through and achieve a level 3 diploma. It depends, or you'll do a level 2 diploma. And again, this allows you to go into an apprenticeship or to stay on at college. That's why they make it free up until 19, to allow students who haven't quite got the grades they need to go straight into level 3 to spend a year improving their skills and topping up their qualification. If your son or daughter is on track to achieve mostly 5s or above, then and they decide that full-time education is the right thing for them, they should be doing a level 3 course, which is A-level or A-level equivalent. So hopefully, if they're hoping to do a level 3 course, they'll stay with us and enjoy our sixth form here at UTC. But colleges do offer level 3 courses as well, so it's worth looking around. So level 3 is A-levels or an extended diploma, so the BTEC equivalent of A-levels. And from then on, you can go to university or you can go into an advanced apprenticeship, so sort of slightly higher level of apprenticeship. So hopefully that's helped so that everybody understands the options full-time education. We live in an area which has sixth forms, it has colleges, we've got lots and lots of choice, and they're all looking forward to welcoming our Year 11 students. So UTC, as I said, we are a small school, we have a fabulous sixth form, we have a specialist sixth form. So if your son or daughter is really hoping to do theatre studies or dance, then probably they need to be looking at colleges. However, if you love engineering, science or business, then UTC sixth form has quite a variety for a small school. So this is on our website. I know there's lots and lots of writing. You can go and have a look at it at your leisure. But engineering students can stay to do 3 A-levels worth of extended diploma. They can also stay to do engineering plus a little bit of maths. Or if they are more practically minded, they could do some engineering and some workshop qualifications, which are industry standard qualifications. Science this year, we're really excited, as well as the sort of normal science A-levels, we are also opening up an extended diploma in applied science. So this is equivalent to 3 A-levels and allows students who enjoy coursework to really understand their science and go on to some exciting science destinations. And then finally, we continue to offer business as another option, so that students will be doing 3 A-levels worth of business. Destinations at the bottom there are, as I said, nearly everyone who's on a level 3 qualification has another choice to make it 18, but that's a slightly different presentation. So let's have a look. What's on the next slide, Alice? Aha, so should your student apply for sixth form at UTC? So if they're on track to achieve a grade 4 or 5 and above for GCSE, including English and grade 5 in maths. Now, because we offer sort of specialist science and engineering courses, the grade 5 in maths is quite important. We are unusual as a sixth form in that we don't, generally speaking, offer students an opportunity to retake their GCSE in maths if they don't achieve a 4. And that's because our courses require them to have achieved a 4 to sort of have a good chance of success. So if they're on track to achieve grade 4 or 5 and above, then they should definitely apply. I'm pleased to see that I've interviewed nearly 50 of our UTC Year 11s already and thoroughly enjoyed talking to them, and hopefully they're all clutching that offers. If they're not yet on track, which I know some Year 11s are not yet on track, it's having that clear plan that Luke mapped out. You know, how are you going to get meet the entry requirements for your preferred course? We obviously are open to students passionate about studying those science and technical engineering and maths subjects, because that's really what we offer. And if you're interested in a career in those areas, then UTC is a good place. And I put at the bottom, if your son or daughter already enjoys Year 11, then sixth form is better. They will enjoy it. And I'm talking to our current year 11s. That's one of the questions I ask them at interview. Do you actually like being here? And I'm really heartened by the fact that those students I've spoken to said yes, very much. So that's great. So our sixth form is ranked in the top 1% of schools and colleges in the country for facilitating subjects. It's always good to brag. Our results are excellent. Partly that's because we have high entry requirements, but we add value to our students and they go off to some fabulous destinations. So if UTC is right, then you can be rest assured that your son or daughter will get the support and the education that they deserve. So this is a sort of little graphic that's on our website, and we're talking about destinations. This year 13 was a funny year because, of course, the A-level results were announced. There was the algorithm, then that was withdrawn. It was teacher assessed requirements, and don't get me even get me started on BTEC. So that took a while to settle down. However, our year 13 students were prepared. And most of them had applied to university just in case something didn't come up. So we have less students, only 12% of our current year 13 went into an apprenticeship. That's lower than normal. And similarly, employment. Again, we place such importance on work-based skills, employer-led project. It's unusual to have such a significant number of students going to university, but we're delighted that they all got something, they all got what they were looking for. So I'm going to finish my bit of chatting just with a little rogues gallery, really. These are some of our students, and they'll not thank me for putting this up. So they left at year 13 and went to different universities to study different things, but you'll notice that the sort of theme is that it's engineering, it's science, it's that kind of genre. And I would just say, if you think that that's right for your son or daughter, then they should definitely be considering our sixth form as a place to come. Thank you very much for listening. I hope that's been helpful in that you can have a think about what's right for your son or daughter and support them with that. I'm going to hand you back to Glenn, who's going to wrap up this evening.
Thank you, Lynn. Right, there's a lot of information there that's been covered. This presentation will be divided up into 3 sections, and they'll be going on that supporting success section of the website, and we'll send an email out with a link to them as well, so you'll be able to reread and digest all of that information. The underlining message is we really look forward to welcoming year 11 into our sixth form in September, so that the learning that happens now, so that they do the right assessments, you know, they just do really, really well, and then we work with them to make sure that they're on the right pathway for September. And in 2 years' time, at the end of year 13, there are some fabulous destinations for them to be heading off to. So some questions that have come up. One, yes, we'll share out those presentations, all of these slides. Another question that's come up there is BTEC as good as A-levels? And Lynn mentioned there about us being in the top 1% of sixth form. That's not, there's an A-level statistic in there as well, but our vocational qualifications are highly regarded. Lynn, do you want to pick up that question? Do you want to add to that? Is BTEC as good as A-levels?
Can I speak?
Yes.
Oh, I see, sorry.
I can see you, but I hear your voice.
Yes, it is. I think one of the things that is so different in the last 5 years is the fact that BTECs have been changed. So they now include an external assessment. So essentially there's exams in there. I would say they are just as good as A-levels, and they will get you, most universities will take BTECs if that's the right destination for your student. But because students have specialised and they can actually do the things that they've written about, because there's a more practical element in a BTEC, employers love them as well. So students are confident, they're well informed, and I would say that yes, they definitely are as good as A-levels. So thank you for the question, Glenn.
Thank you. The next question is there a cut-off period for getting sixth form applications in by? The short answer is no, there isn't. But don't leave it too late, because it's really useful for our planning for September to secure your place on the course. So apply earlier, and whether I should say it or not, like, you can apply to more than one place, and it's important that you end up on the right course for you. So apply to us, but there's also the plan B. Where else do you want to apply? Luke talked about students creating a plan A and a plan B. Yeah, make us your plan A, but there's a plan B, so do apply to more than one place, and do that as soon as you can. But no, there isn't a cut-off point for applications, and we'll continue to take those all the way through to August the 31st. Next question is will there be more mock exams? Again, the short answer is that yes, because the closer we get to that May-June time, when we've been told that when mini assessments will happen, or mini mocks, teacher assessments, the PPE is good preparation for that. And it's another opportunity for us to collect evidence that demonstrates the current working grade that students are at, and the performance, showing their knowledge, showing their skills, what they know, what they can do. So yeah, there will be some more mock exams. Another question just come up there. Where can we find information? We've talked about supporting success section on our website, so we'll send a link out so that you can find that. It's through the parent portal on our website. You'll be able to see that at the bottom of the list. As you kind of hover against the button, you'll be able to see supporting success at the bottom. Acceptance offers, or acceptances for your offer for the sixth form. Yes, when Lynn has done an interview, she sends out a letter to say what the offer is, and then there's a button on that email that comes out that says click yes to accept. If you don't get that, then please drop us an email and say, oh, I've not heard anything yet, but Lynn's very efficient, she gets those out quickly. If you've not heard, then please say. Okay, I don't think there are any more questions. If you have, there's one. Is BTEC half workshop and half academic? That depends on the course. Some of the units that they do in a BTEC will be more workshop based, and some of them will be more theory. So there is like a health and safety unit that has to be done, which is good preparation for the workplace and for apprenticeships. But there are also like the electronics units where they have to build up their own circuits. So there is a mixture. I don't know if it's a half and half, but there's a good mix there. And it's important that the BTEC courses are always applied. So that's about getting into the workshop and making and doing. Certainly our Eng Tech course that we do, which is a level Tech 2 course, that is the majority of that is in a workshop. Will the mock exams be run over longer than a week? 3 exams is one in one day is a lot, especially if this will contribute to their final grade. The answer is that yes, we will not be looking to make that a stressful experience. And if we are going to use it as partial evidence, then we'll be timetabling that as well as we can, and adhering to social distancing guidelines that are in place at the time. Okay, there are no further questions coming up there. So thank you for your time this evening. I hope you found that informative. Please send us an email to tutors, and if it's appropriate to Luke as head of year as well, so that we can answer and just deal with any issues and stuff as we go. I'll let you get back to your evenings. Thank you very much, everybody, and yep, enjoy the rest of your evening. Bye bye.